So in this video, I will be talking about the price elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand is the responsiveness of quantity demanded to a change in price. So we're going to talk about how the demand curve looks if it's very responsive, if it's not responsive, which we use the term of elastic or inelastic. The objective is to be able to calculate price elasticity of demand. And to add to that objective, I would also say one would be able to illustrate inelastic or elastic demand. So price elasticity of demand is the responsiveness of quantity demanded to a change in price. It's defined as the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. So again, it's the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. So here's the formula: percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. For example, if the price of oil increased by 10% and the quantity demanded decreases by 2%, you would have an elasticity of demand of negative 0.2. Elasticity of demand is always going to be negative because of the law of demand. We know there's an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. So again, if the price of oil increased by 10%, notice the 10% at the bottom, and then quantity demanded decreases by 2%, notice the negative 2 at the top. So that's negative 2 divided by 10% divided by 10 would be negative 0.2. So the elasticity of demand would be negative 0.2. Okay, so another example, during a recent period, the nationwide price of a typical U.S. cable TV subscription increased by 6%, while the quantity of cable TV subscriptions demanded declined by 0.6%. So we see that the change in price would be 6%, and then the change in quantity demanded would be negative 0.6%. Okay, so notice again it says the nationwide price of a typical U.S. cable TV subscription increased by 6%. The 6% is at the bottom, and then we see the quantity demanded 0.6% is at the top. It's the numerator. So you have negative 0.6% divided by 6% equals negative 0.1. And like I said earlier, we know that the elasticity of demand will always be negative because of the law of demand. There's an inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. So how would you interpret an elasticity of negative 0.1? So that's saying a 10% increase in the price of oil or the price of whatever the good is will lead to a 1% decrease in the quantity demanded. Now that negative 0.1 is the same thing as 1/10. So 1 as the numerator and 10 as the denominator. So a 10% change in price leads to a 1% change in quantity demanded. So again, a 10% change in price, and we know there's an inverse relationship. So if there's a 10% increase in price will lead to a 1% decrease in quantity demanded, and vice versa. So price elasticity of demand uses relative quantities only. Okay, so we use percentage changes. Elasticity is measuring the change in quantity relative to the change in price. So we're not using the actual units. They are relative quantities. And it's always negative. Like I said earlier, an increase in price decreases the quantity demanded, ceteris paribus, holding all things constant. By convention, the minus sign is ignored. So we know it's always a negative relationship between price and quantity demanded. In calculating the price elasticity of demand, we first calculate the percentage change in quantity, which would be the change in Q, which would be Q2 minus Q1 divided by the sum of quantities divided by 2. So that would be Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q1 plus Q2 divided by 2. And then we calculate the percentage change in prices, which is the change in price, which is P2 minus P1, divided by the sum of prices divided by 2. So the sum of prices would be P1 plus P2 divided by 2. So again, in order to calculate the percentage change in quantity, you would say Q2 minus Q1, which is the top portion, and then you would divide that by Q1 plus Q2 divided by 2. That would give you your percentage change in quantity. And then for the percentage change in price, it would be P2 minus P1 divided by P1 plus P2 divided by 2. Okay, so for an example, over a period of several months, the nationwide price of movie tickets increased from $7.84 per ticket to $8.08 per ticket. So we know we would first use that portion of the question to calculate the percentage change in price. Now I said, in response, the total quantity of movie tickets purchased decreased from 1.34 billion tickets to 1.26 billion tickets. Assuming other things were equal, what is the price elasticity of demand? So we take, for the price portion, we have 8.08 minus 7.84 divided by 7.96. Okay, and that 7.96 came from 8.08 plus 7.84 divided by 2 would equal 7.96. Okay, so for the numerator, the change in quantities would be 1.26 minus 1.34 divided by 1.3. And then your elasticity of demand would be 2.03. So the price elasticity of 2.03 means that a 1% increase in price generates a 2.03% decrease in the quantity demanded or the quantity of movie tickets purchased. So 2.03 is the same as saying 2.03 over 1. 1 would be the percentage change in price, and 2.03 would be the percentage change in quantity demanded or the percentage change in movie tickets for this example. So we know that the elasticity of demand is always negative. So if the absolute value of the elasticity of demand is greater than 1, we call it elastic. Okay, so if the absolute value of the elasticity of demand is greater than 1, we call it elastic. So it will be greater than 1 when the percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than the percentage change in price. So elastic demand is the percentage change in quantity demanded is larger than the percentage change in price. So a unitary or a unit elasticity of demand is when the price elasticity of demand is equal to 1. So the percentage change in quantity demanded is equal to the percentage change in price. Price elasticity of demand is called inelastic when the percentage change in price is greater than the percentage change in quantity demanded. So it's inelastic if the elasticity of demand is less than 1. So again, remember price elasticity of demand, it's always negative, but we're talking about the absolute value of those numbers. So it's elastic when the percentage change in quantity demanded is greater than the percentage change in price, and the elasticity of demand is greater than 1. It's unit elastic when the percentage change in quantity demanded is equal to the percentage change in price, and the elasticity of demand is equal to 1. It's inelastic when the percentage change in quantity demanded is less than the percentage change in price, and the elasticity of demand is less than 1. Okay. So you also have extreme elasticities. Perfectly inelastic demand. Demand curve is vertical. It has only one quantity demanded for each price. Here's the graphical illustration of perfectly inelastic. Notice that you have one quantity at all prices. You also have perfectly elastic demand. At perfectly elastic demand, the demand curve is horizontal. It has only one price for every quantity. Here's the illustration for a perfectly elastic demand. Notice that you have one price at any quantity. Okay, so you can click on the link below. It has the same link that's in this video. It tells more about elasticity of demand. So again, remember, price elasticity of demand is the responsiveness of quantity demanded to a change in price. Inelastic, and you have elastic demand. Elastic is more responsive to a change in price. It's a percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price.